Piercing tips must fit tightly in some areas while having clearance in others. Piercing tips are made from the same material as the cutting blades to withstand the friction caused by piercing hard materials. Areas highlighted in blue require contact fit to the upper jaw and tang to prevent shattering. Areas highlighted in red require an air gap. Piercing tip contact with the clearance areas, red, will cause abnormal stresses to the blade and will cause the piercing tips and/or guide blades to shatter. It is critical that the piercing tip pocket and tang surfaces are straight and true without dings, deformations, high or low spots, or areas that are worn away. When necessary, build up the front lower edge of the tang and the front vertical surface of the upper, areas highlighted in yellow, following the procedures given in the owner's manual. After welding, surfaces should be squared with a grinder and finished with a file and a machinist's straight edge. Red areas of piercing tip blades may occasionally need to be ground down to provide clearance. Piercing tip bolts must not make hard contact with the bolt holes in the upper tang. In rare cases, it has been noted that improper alignment, piercing tip bolt holes, and the bolt holes in the tang can cause the piercing tips to break through the bolt holes. When installing the piercing tips, the bolts must be freely installed by hand, not with an air impact wrench. The bolts may start freely, but when the bolt shank, which is larger in diameter than the threads, enters the hole in the tang, the interference can cause side loading to the piercing tips. This can cause the tips to break as it tries to force the holes apart, or it may force the tips to seat improperly on the tang, which can also cause tip failure. This is not a common issue, but one that should be noted as part of routine tip maintenance to prevent unnecessary costs and downtime. If this situation is encountered, contact the Genesis Parts or Service departments for further instructions.